So guys, before we get going here, if you would, check out my YouTube channel. I got a bunch of good trout fishing videos, some videos of some bass fishing. Check it out. I think you'll like it. And if you would, hit that subscribe button for me. Help me get going here. So, without any further ado, let's get it. Alright guys, we're going to go over a couple tips here that I think will help you out a little bit. I think it'll help you catch a few more fish. And just keep it in the back of mind as you're fishing. I really think it'll help you out. So, number one thing I would say is don't wait on the stocking truck. I'm up here at Crooked Creek today, and I'm just going to use it as an example. So I pulled up this morning in the parking lot, and first thing I always go to the concession stand, get my permit for today, talk to the lady, see what's going on. And while I was there, I noticed, looked down through the parking lot, you know, there's 8-10 trucks or so, and 4 or 5 trucks have people just sitting there on the tailgate swinging their legs, waiting on the stocking truck. I mean, come on guys, hit the water. When you get there, hit the water, go fishing. Maybe even don't even fish where they're stocking for the day. Try something different. There's plenty of fish in the creek. You don't need to wait on that stocking truck. And matter of fact, I've caught 7 today before the fella even came around and stopped. Well, them guys sitting on back of the truck, you know, they're still sitting there. They haven't even put their lines in the water yet. So get out on the water and fish. That's a good tip. Don't wait around. Don't wait on the stocking truck. Don't just hog one hole up waiting. Get out there, fish. There's fish in the creek. And that comes over to state stocking too. A good example for that, this year, as state stock was going on, I waited around several weeks waiting for them to stock local creeks. Goose Creek's right there near my house. So just kept waiting, looking at the stocking list. They wasn't hitting it. Finally one day I said, you know, I'm gonna have to go fishing. I'm gonna go do something different. So I went out, and they hadn't stocked that creek in, you know, a month. And I had a really good day. So that just goes to show you, don't wait on that stocking truck, guys. You got an opportunity to go fishing, go fishing. If they stock that creek anytime that year or anytime recent, there's going to be trout in there. They all don't get caught up. And actually, you'll probably have better luck by hitting it a couple, 3 weeks after they stock it. Or in this case, a day or 2 after they stock it. Everybody kind of leaves out of it. The fish get left alone. They don't get pressured, so they're more apt to hit. So that's going to be my first tip for you, is go fishing. Don't wait on that stocking truck. Brings us to tip number 2, and that's cover water. I don't know how many times I've been at a state stock stream or up here at Crooked Creek, and you see one guy, he's fishing the same hole all day. Now, yeah, that hole might be full of fish, but guess what? There's other holes that probably got just as many, or at least got a few in it. And, you know, fish a hole for a while, that's great. It's full of fish, you're catching them, hammer down. But that bite gets slow. Don't be afraid to move. Find some different holes. You know, them fish move. You might be able to go up a hole or 2, even if they didn't stock it. There's probably going to be fish there. Don't be afraid to move around a little bit. Too many people get locked into a particular spot or got their favorite spot. That's great. Hit it. If you're having luck, stay there, keep catching fish. But if it gets slow, don't be afraid to move around. I mean, that's a ticket. You can't just beat a hole to death all day. So take that forward with you and bounce around a little bit. All right, guys. We're going to do tip number 3 here. This kind of plays into the last one I did, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. And that's fish between your holes. Yeah, they stock the holes, no doubt. That's where the majority of fish are going to be. But I don't know how many times I've been at a place, watch them stock, and you immediately see fish go straight down or straight up. And then in the play into that, as the day goes on, especially at nighttime, as a couple days go on, them fish migrate. They don't just stay in them holes. Trout like to move. So they'll move down, they'll move up. So too many people just go hole to hole. Some good advice for you that's been really good for me is put in somewhere and fish down. Don't just hit your holes, hit that in between water too, because a lot of times there's going to be fish laying there, and a lot of people aren't fishing for them. So they might be more apt to hit. They're going to be less pressured. Sure, there's not going to be as many, you know, than what's in the main holes, but there's going to be plenty. So don't just be stuck on hole fishing, jumping from hole to hole. Put in, start fishing, hit your hole, go below it, go above it, try it out. The fish move. They don't just stay in one place. So give it a try there, and I think you'll see you're going to start catching a few more fish that way. All right, guys, leads us to tip number 4 now. This is another biggie that I do a whole lot, and really works good on bigger fish, but it's mark fish. And what I mean by that is you're going down through there fishing, you got a spinner on or power bait, anything like that, and all of a sudden, bam, there comes a big one out and he smacks it. You miss it, or maybe you walking down through there and jump a big one up. What I do is I mark that fish. and I'll fish for him there for a second. You know, if he acts like he's going to hit, obviously keep fishing for him. See big school of fish, you know, fish for them. But keep in mind where they're at. If you don't have any luck, go on, fish on down, hit you another hole. Remember where they're at, give it an hour or so, come back and try it again. And that way, you know where the fish is at, you know where they're laying, and you can go about it a different way. Maybe you won't spook them this time. Maybe you can stay a little bit farther back to where you can try a couple baits at it. But it works really good. Just remember where that fish is at, go on about your way, give it an hour or so, you know, and then come back to them. And that's a big tip that I do a lot. I like to fish down. I just put in and go down. I don't really hole jump at all. I fish the whole creek. So as I'm going, as I miss fish, if I bump them up, see a bunch or anything like that, I just remember where it's at. I remember where they're laying. And I'll come back after a while and try them again. And I've had really good luck with that. So take that forward as you're missing fish or see a big one, or maybe you're in some water that doesn't look good and you see one laying over there. Remember where he's at and come back to him, guys. All right, guys, that leads us to tip number 5. This one's also helped me out throughout the years. You're fishing a hole or you're fishing a spot that got a lot of fish in it, and you've just been smashing them. I mean, you catch them left and right, and then all of a sudden just slows down to nothing. Fish are there, they're moving around, they act active, but you just can't get them to hit. This one's obvious, but a lot of people won't do it. Switch baits and switch colors. I know when I'm fly fishing a lot, I'll be using a woolly buggering hole, catch a bunch of fish, using the olive color one, whatever, catching a bunch of fish, and then it just slows down to nothing. A lot of times you can just switch over, go to a white one, and the bites just pick up again. Another thing, just switch baits altogether. You know, you throw in a spinner or something, hole's full of them, having good luck, and all of a sudden it's nothing. Well, don't keep hitting on them with that spinner. Switch over, try you some power bait, try you some worms, try you something like that, something different. And you're going to see that you're going to catch a lot more fish doing that. I know it's obvious, but if you are anything like me, I hate to switch over baits. I can fish the same lure all day, whether they're hitting it or not. I'm just stubborn. But sometimes that's the difference between having a good day and a bad day. You know, catch a couple fish, slows down, switch over, and you're going to find you're going to catch more fish doing that. Same thing, you switch over to another bait, catch you a couple, slows down again, switch to something else. You know, switch back to what you was using. And a lot of times just that switch in color or that switch in bait is going to create more bites. So take that forward with you. So those are just some 5 tips I just kind of thought of coming down the creek here fishing. Some stuff that would really probably help some people out. Took me years to figure some of them out, even though they're simple. Sometimes you got to switch up what you're doing a little bit. Try different things, try new things. Don't be afraid to hit some new water or some water that's not stocked. Try different baits, you know, all that good stuff. It's all about learning. What might work today might not work tomorrow. Where they're at today probably is not where they're going to be at tomorrow. So go out, explore a little bit, and I think you're going to do a little better. So yeah, take that forward with you next time you go fishing. So till next time.